and she don't snow. What the yo? Where the love go? Trade the ski mask for the. It's a bath. Where the suns go? It's the Swiss beat. That the drums go. If she's iffy, that'll go. If she's sip, double cup toast. I got a duffel full of hundos. That'll love go. Where's the uproar? What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. At your head like a buffalo. What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. At your head like a buffalo. Get the though. I don't bluff, bro. I come out the scuffle without a scuffle. Bro, I don't throw. Yellow diamonds up close, catch a sunstroke at your front door. Store. Knock, knock, who's there's how it won't go. Just the jungle, so have the utmost for the nutsos, and we nutso. Bro, where I'm from, bro. We grow up fast, we roll up slow. We throw up, she throw up. Dreadlock, hang time like you don't know. Put the in the bag like a lawnmower. Hair pull back like a cornrow. Extra in the stash like a console. Listening to Bono, you listen to Darno. Bro, where the love go? Swizzy, he the chef. I like my lunch gross. Just look up, bro. That'll scuds go. I see the. But where did bro go? To the unknown. Only way he coming back is through his unborns. If you see what's in my bag, think I'm a lord. It's empty when I give it back. Now where's the up, bro? What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. At your head like a buffalo. What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. At your head like a buffalo.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Baltimore Ravens and the Jacksonville Jaguars. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Kickoff return 19 yards. Number 13, long return.
right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Baltimore Ravens and the Jacksonville Jaguars. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Tyler Lockett now on the return. Twisting away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
3 down. Here we go now. 3.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. That's good for a 1st down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Looking to throw. A dump off to Elliott. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
We got three, fellas. We got 3.
Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Some strong running at the 20, and they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
Offensively, they like their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a 1st down.
The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 19. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Drops it underneath to Elliott. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 3. And that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short.
Three down. Hey, check. 3 down. Eyes on 85.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And Lambeau will put this one through. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
Jacksonville will take this ball. Number 13, ready to return.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. This is caught inside the 15. A big play that time for the Ravens. 67 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
Watch you now, Barney. Barney.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Check, check. Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
To throw is Jackson. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
You know, he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the 2nd drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Going a little tennis on me.
I know you. You like to mix it up with sports.
That. They crack a forehand back out, and they get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
I like that.
Really good backhand.
With some nice top spin on the whole thing. I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense. that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
After the interception, here's Jackson out to his left. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice game.
Detroit!
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Forced out to his left. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with second and a yard.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Minka Fitzpatrick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
With Elliott. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
3 down. Motion.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. A tackle for loss there. 2 last week. He's tough to handle coming off the edge.
And when you talk about a defensive end, your first thought is how does he rush the passer? That's where he makes his big plays getting into the backfield. But the best ones can play the run as well. And that's what we're seeing from him, that excellent combination of holding the point of attack and also getting upfield to make plays in the backfield.
He'll be hard-pressed to match that one. That a 65-yard punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Jackson and the Ravens come up now, 1st and 10 at their own 11.
Everyone's got 4 down.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And a 1st and goal coming up here inside the 10-yard line. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner, forget starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your catch.
Back to throw here. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Derwin James with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Gone! Hey, we got 4 down.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way down. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10.
You got 3 down.
Step Looking up, he'll try and run. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Mike 96, Mike 96.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
Single receiver. AT's moving. AT's moving.
Out of the gun now on third down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey. We got 3. We got 3. 3 down. 3 down.
A first down carry by Elliott. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively rallying to the ball after the nice move. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They'll look to throw here. Throw left side complete. That's Carpenter. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone. So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and have the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Tight end right. Alert. 3 down. Motion.
Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
3 down. Check motion.
They'll pitch it out to Elliott. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
We got three, fellas. We got 3. Mike 55. Mike 55.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Ezekiel Elliott from 8 yards out. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And the Ravens taking the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play. And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Gun! From the gun, Jackson dancing to his left. Got some room at the 30. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give him 17 on that pickup.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Great pick. Good job. Gun! Hey, 96 is coming. We're going to Mike 96. Gun! It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Shift! Watch the shift!
Hey, motion backfield.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he'll running right through it. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
This is Carson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Flush to his right. And a loose football. But it looked like a Jaguar was able to cover this thing, and so Jacksonville will keep control.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. 31 yards there and a first down.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, check.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Watch tight end. Tight right. 3 down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Watch 18. Trip.
Gone. Hey, check right.
He'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. As his guys are in for 6. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead is now 17-3. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Hey.
Geis for the carry on 2nd down. And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21. Only 2 yards on the pickup there, and now they're looking at a long 3rd down.
Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. 4 down. Check. 4 down.
Jackson from the shotgun. Being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. They run it with Carson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey, boys, we got four down.
All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39! Check.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. Right back to him on first down. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Now back to throw. On the crossing route, complete. It's Carpenter. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27.
Detroit! Four down. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Flushed out right. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Now before the second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Detroit!
55's mine, guys, 55.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point: get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point.
Detroit!
This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great effort there. Scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. Now a hit and a loose football. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Alert 86. Alert 86. Quads.
They'll look to throw. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Tyler Lockett as the first half is winding down. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Lambeau to add on the extra point. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Here's Jackson to throw. And an alley to run. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Watch right there. Watch the pass.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. And going deep for Hill. And this one is incomplete. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. This will be taken in at the 1. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right?
Detroit!
I don't want to
Detroit!
create more hype than what is there. But this
you're
is
gonna do that?
I'm doing it now. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Detroit! Detroit!
Watch tight end. 4 down, check. 4 down.
Now Jackson on second down. Now he'll escape to his left. Now he's forced out left. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven
Now, lucky
first.
56.
Sometimes
lucky
guys
56.
get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun!
On second down, Jackson. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now it's Jackson. They shakes him off. He may try and run for this. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up fourth down. The Ravens send their punter out now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here we go.
Now it's Carson. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Jaguars on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Hey. We got 3. 3 down.
He can run for it, and he will. And he will get the first down as he's up to the 20-yard line. A gain of 8 on the keeper and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Here's Carson, and he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now after the loss, they come up 2nd and 11 from the 19-yard line.
I'm coming, 16. You mine. You mine, baby. I'm in your head all day, baby. Come on. Come on. Whoa. I'm coming, baby. Trips.
Back to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Tight left. 3 down.
No. Check. Patriot.
Check 3. Hey, I need one over here. Check.
They'll run it now out of the gun. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
Gun!
They'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure, and he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation.
All right, now,
and by the way,
56,
the punter no
56.
longer exists for their offense.
Right, now,
That's how they have to
56,
treat this
lucky
drive.
They need
56.
points.
Big time.
Jackson on 1st down. And now he'll tuck it and run. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down at a 21-yard gain. Not only another 1st down, that also puts him over 100 yards rushing.
That's not something you see very often in the NFL. We see it more in college. But I think with more of the melding of the college game with quarterbacks, we'll see this a little bit more often in the future.
It's a pickup of 11 at a Baltimore 1st down.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Back to the ground on 1st. It's Geis. Stays on his feet. And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. Steps away to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Ravens on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Jackson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. And I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivation as we reach on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
4 down.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Now Jackson. Boy, stays up. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Tyreek Hill that time. And it's 2nd down.
I'd love to know what he's saying in the huddle now to his guys up front, because it's been a steady stream of pressure on him this entire game. That time, able to avoid the sack, but he's got to talk to his offensive line and say, guys, just a couple seconds extra, please.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
4 down.
Jackson now at 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Here we go.
On 3rd down, Jackson. His throw caught right around the 6. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for the first down as well.
Lucky 56.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs as we just saw there.
That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. If you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
4th down, here's Jackson. And that is going to be Incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Jaguars are able to come up with a goal line stand. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Back now in Jacksonville. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Well, I've never seen this one. It's 2nd down, and the punt team is out there. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. They knew they were going to have great field position, went all out, got a little too aggressive.
And you have to understand your angles. They'll cut down when they're that backed up. You've got to be careful going after him.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Watch tight. Tight end right. Tight end right.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now they'll run on the ground. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down, 3 down.
Check.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8. They'll toss it out to Carson. He's got a 1st down past the 30 and all the way up to the 35-yard line. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, 1st down.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. And they'll go with a ground attack here. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. 3 down.
And they'll go on the ground. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 yards there. Good enough for a Jags 1st down.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the 4th quarter, they're really excited because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they're going to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there, and that's run the football? When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
They'll set up to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
Hey, a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position where we were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence, not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Strong right.
Detroit!
He'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Buying time to his left. Heck of a move, and then brought down near the 23. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain.
Blue 90!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. Throwing is Jackson. And going deep for Hill. And nearly intercepted. That would have been a hat trick, his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. Forced out to his left. 12 yards the pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Jackson stepping up. He's going to keep it. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Dancing to his left. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a 1st down. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. A couple of 1st downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down.
Now Jackson on 1st down, being chased out left. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away.
And this is taken in at the 5. That one goes for 36 yards.
All right, now, lucky 56.
You know I'm going to lean
Lucky
towards the
56.
defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
Detroit!
I think a confidence
Detroit!
hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
That's caught right side by Anderson. And they work this out past the 25. That one goes for 24 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
Gun!
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to rifle one deep left, and he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Derwin James with a pick, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. To throw is Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. They said beginning of the year, our goal is to get into the conference championship game at least, and they have done that.
And how about that? They set their goals and they achieved them. I actually write down my goals each and every year and rarely achieve them. So this is a big deal. And now they can set their goals one site higher. Win this one, they go to the Super Bowl.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.
baton, truck in the front. What are you doing? I look so good, don't call me She wanna this and I'm Buick. I pull it up, they wanna we gon' get. What are we doing? I got a crib, they gon' get to it. I got a to my family, straight out of Clayco. Thought I was sweet, just like a Fago, but I had all on my payroll. Watch how I move, just like a rayon. 64 chain, just like a crayon. I bought a hat, one with the Aeon. Put on, told her to stay on. I had a paper tag on 3 on. I had the top drop with the Freon. I told them Deuce one like Dion. I say Deuce one like Dion. I go Bruce Wayne on your peon. Shit, with the Falcon truth. Had more than a lineman. I should got a Heisman too. Sugar, they hiking that. Hike, shake like a Nike hat. Yo, I got the Midas pack. Told her, quiet, relax. I got my on the other line. I'm not bipolar, but borderline. I just might switch lane, drop it off, go back, get. That's all she want, hot wing. For some hot wing, for American deli. For some eye cream, she just want her 20-piece. All flats with the lemon pepper. I was the first one to put her in a fur clad. Get you together. They never flow before. Try to come through security with some tennis shoes on. Take off real big boss music. Big boss music, big boss music. That big boss music, big boss music. That big boss music, big boss music. Big boss music, big boss music. Big boss music, big boss music. Big boss music, you better get used to it. Ain't no falling off, going straight up. You better get used to it. I need a raise, ain't taking pay cuts. You better get used to it. 100 for a verse, 100 for a show. You better get used to it. Every 10 on a mill on the low. I'm all about the bag, no need to brag. Ring cost a jag, dress to the back like a shag. Like in a mag, I'm all up and down. They calling me Flair, they calling me DiBiase. My girl ball at Russian. 2 chains time for Versace. They don't sell them in Foot Locker. Curb game on blue blocker. South side with an F. F stand for a few options. Dealership on do auctions. Clothes, I need a new closet. My new watch is Moonwalker. This something I don't do often. They never flow before. Try to come through security with some tennis shoes on. Take off real big boss music. Big boss music, big boss music. I'm the big homie that big now. Boss music, big boss music. I'm the big homie. That big boss music, big boss music. Big boss music, big boss music. Big boss music, big boss music. I'm the big homie big now. Boss music. Yeah. I'm the big homie now. Yeah. I'm the big homie now.
We coming, man. Free the guys, man. PNV. Skirt.
With special guest, Detfl.
15, when I saw my first 100 bids, got my first 100 bids and made it through the running, man. They know how we coming, man. Gotta get this money, man. I came up from nothing, had to turn it into something, man. 15, when I saw my first 100 bids, got my first 100 bids and made it through the running, man. They know how we coming, man. Go and get this money, man. I came up from nothing, had to turn it into something, man. Be winning, keep grinding, it's just the beginning. Rap about they ain't living. Ain't no top boy, you gotta be kidding. Like Nike, I go get a check. Baby girl, watch your flex. Got your tree, she go for the PNV on my up next. Can't wait till I caught me a Mozzie. On Cali, I feel like a different man. We got the pack, we delivering. I remember cold nights I was shivering. Gotta go get the bag and no stopping me. Saying they know I'm a prodigy. Saying these be watching me. Got your tree in the spot, and I just hit 1 million views. So much better, I don't know what to do. Stack it up, gon' call me a coupe. I be dripping, they calling me soup. I be dripping, they calling me soup. Stack it up, gon' call me a coupe. I be dripping, they calling me soup. 15, when I saw my first 100 bids, got my first 100 bids and made it through the running, man. They know how we coming, man. Gotta get this money, man. I came up from nothing, had to turn it into something, man. 15, when I saw my first 100 bids, got my first 100 bids and made it through the running, man. They know how we coming, man. Go and get this money, man. I came up from nothing, had to turn it into something, man. 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. At your head, like a buffalo. You're a roughneck, I'm a cutthroat. You're a tough guy, that's enough jokes. Then the sun died, the night is young though. The diamonds still shine, you're in the rough. What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, where the ones go? It's a show, put you front row. Talking bro, let your tongue show. Money over and above, that is still my favorite love quote. Put the aside, what the for? I sleep with the and she don't snow. What the yo? Where the love go? Trade the ski mask for the it's a bath. Where the suns go? It's a Swiss beat. That'll drums go. If she's iffy, that'll go. If she sip double cup toast, I got a duffel full of hundos. That'll love go. Where's the uproar? What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. At your head, like a buffalo. What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. At your head, like a buffalo. Get the though. I don't bluff, bro. I come out the scuffle without a scuffle. Bro, I don't though. Yellow diamonds up close, catch a sunstroke at your front door with a store. Knock, knock, who's there's how it won't go. Just the jungle, so have the utmost for the nutsos, and we nutso. What the bro? Where I'm from, bro? We grow up fast, we roll up slow. We throw up, she throw up. Dreadlock, hang time like you don't know. Put the in the bag like a lawnmower. Hair pull back like a cornrow. Extra in the stash like a console. Listening to Bono, you listen to Darno. What the bro? Where the love go? Swizzy, he the chef. I like my lunch gross. Just look up, bro. That the scuds go. I see the. But where did bro go? To the unknown. Only way he coming back is through his unborns. If you see what's in my bag, think I'm a lord. It's empty when I give it back. Now where's the up, bro? What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. At your head, like a buffalo. What the though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. Wow, get the though. I don't bluff, bro. At your head, like a buffalo.